This rapper Big30 is now on house arrest after he was charged, along with Pooh Shiesty last week, on kidnapping and robbery charges. But Big30's attorney says that he expects to appeal. Fox 13 told you this morning that a judge in North Texas ordered Pooh Shiesty's dad, Lontrell Williams Sr., to be brought back to Dallas after he was also granted house arrest in Memphis. Fox 13's investigative reporter Kayla Solomon joins us live downtown at the federal court. Kayla, it was a packed courtroom for today's hearing.
Yeah, Darcy, and a number of them were family members, loved ones, supporters of Big30. Ultimately, a judge decided to assign him a $100,000 bail amount with standard bond conditions like a curfew as well as an ankle monitor. But I heard from his attorney, Arthur Horn, who tells me he's expecting an appeal soon.
Here's a young man that has turned his life around and is trying to make something of himself, and unfortunately has gotten himself caught up in a situation that has nothing to do with him.
Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big30, was given a $100,000 bail by a federal judge with standard bond conditions. But attorney Arthur Horn says the fight to keep him out of custody isn't over.
Going to file an appeal, and they're going to appeal the judge's decision, and we will have to have another detention hearing in Texas on the same facts, just like you saw today.
Right. Of Wright's co-defendants, Memphis rapper Lontrell Williams Jr., or Pooh Shiesty, was signed to Gucci Mane's label 1017 Records. Prosecutors say the incident started when the rapper asked to be released from his recording contract, and Gucci Mane said no. Horn says Big30 has nothing to do with that.
He has no interest in whether Pooh Shiesty has a contract with 1017 or he doesn't. They're going to make music together regardless.
Horn says he's ready to see how this case plays out in Texas.
I think the interesting thing that we've seen in the last couple of days is that Gucci Mane has come out publicly and said that he's not cooperating with the government.
And it is worth noting that last week we did hear from an FBI agent who said that he had not heard from Gucci Mane either. He also noted that there were no working video cameras inside this recording studio at the time of this incident. Darcy.
That is Fox 13's Kayla Solomon reporting live downtown tonight. Thank you, Kayla.
On top of all that, the rapper known as Pooh Shiesty's dad will go back to Texas. The prosecutors told the judge they want Lontrell Williams Sr. kept in custody. In the next week, they say they'll have to file a release order and have it revoked. In the meantime, the judge ordered Williams Sr. to be taken to Dallas. Williams Sr. will file a response the week after that.
In the Texas situation, he'll have to go through an entirely separate process just to get that handled. I'm going to break this down in a moment from a TMZ write-up to highlight some of the key points they covered after speaking with Big30's lawyer, along with defense attorney Brad Cohan, who we've seen represent multiple celebrities in similar cases before. I would have covered this topic yesterday, but I was tied up with other videos and handling some personal errands, so I made sure to come back and deliver this update for you all. As you just heard, that was Big30's lawyer speaking directly. He stated in his own words that Gucci allegedly made it clear he is not cooperating with the federal government in any capacity. Now, we've already seen statements included in the federal complaint suggesting that he identified both Shy and Big30. So I wanted to make sure to update you with his side of things as well, where he denies any cooperation at all. Authorities say much of the case is being pieced together based on evidence they've gathered. We also saw updates indicating that there's no direct physical video evidence showing them committing the robbery. On top of that, they reportedly do not have Big30's phone, which they believe may have contained recordings tied to the incident, allegedly used to capture statements on camera to prevent any later denial of a contract or agreement. That's the theory being discussed regarding its motive. The write-up goes on to state that Pooh and Gucci Mane were indeed involved in an incident on the day Gucci was allegedly kidnapped at gunpoint. However, the version of events laid out in the federal complaint is being challenged by attorneys representing the defendants. One of those attorneys, Arthur Thor Horn Jr., who represents Big30, says his client intends to plead not guilty and denies all allegations in the charges and documents. Horn acknowledges that there was some kind of situation between Pooh and Gucci Mane, but insists Big 30's involvement was strictly limited to going to the studio with Pooh for music purposes. He further claims that Gucci was in Dallas and arrived at the studio unexpectedly, where a conversation took place involving Pooh, Shy, his father, Lant Williams Sr., and Gucci reportedly didn't end well. According to the government, the federal complaint alleges that Pooh wanted out of his contract with Gucci, so he and his associates allegedly forced Gucci at gunpoint to sign documents releasing him from that agreement. Horn says it's also claimed that while Pooh was incarcerated, Gucci reportedly earned around $25 million from Pooh's music catalog. We reached out to Pooh's attorney, Bradford Cohan, who told us the prosecution's case against Pooh may not stand up under close scrutiny, saying, "We're going to carefully review the accuracy of the statements attributed to alleged victims in the complaint and what those individuals supposedly told investigators." He further added, "I'm not convinced those individuals actually said what is being presented in the indictment." So the argument being raised here is that the federal authorities may have relied on information that needs to be verified more thoroughly. Did the individuals actually make those exact statements? Were law enforcement officers contacted immediately in response? Those are questions that still aren't fully clear. At the end of the day, it comes back to the principle of innocent until proven guilty for everyone involved. What the authorities do have is evidence placing them at the location. They also reportedly recovered a hoodie linked to one of the individuals seen on camera. In the available photos, individuals can be seen wearing watches and other identifiable items, which further ties into the investigation. That essentially summarizes the current evidence on that front. However, federal conspiracy charges are also part of the case, and when those are involved, prosecutors often build arguments based on connections and intent rather than on direct actions alone. That's typically how federal authorities approach these cases. At the same time, the defense is pushing back, emphasizing that with strong legal representation, the lack of direct physical or video evidence becomes a major point of contention. They're essentially arguing that it becomes a matter of statements and claims versus hard proof, raising the question of where the definitive evidence actually is. There are also doubts being raised about whether Gucci and others truly made the statements attributed to them. So overall, there are still many unanswered questions, and it's important to keep all perspectives in mind. I want to make sure all sides are represented here, while upholding the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. The federal case has drawn significant attention and sparked conversations, including mine. At this point, we have to step back and see how everything unfolds. Meanwhile, Pooh's career continues to move forward at a high level, with his music gaining even more traction. There was also a video circulating of Big 3 in the yard that went viral on Twitter and across blogs, catching a lot of people's attention and raising questions about what's really going on. All of this is playing out in real time in front of the public. 21 Savage also drew attention after being seen vibing to First Day Out, which quickly led to speculation online. He later clarified that he was simply listening to the music and not taking sides, but you already know how quickly narratives can spread on social media. I'll keep you guys updated as more details come out in this case and as things develop in court. Stay focused and keep watching how this all plays out.